Greetings. The video is dark for purposes that you will understand in a short while. What it pretty much is that if I make videos that have an actual topic with some substance, I get really pissed off if people leave me your hot comments. So I want you to not be able to tell what I look like. Not so much because I don't want to be seen, but because I don't want that to happen. At the moment, as you might have gathered from watching my other account, I am still slightly annoyed with people for a particular message I got, which really shouldn't have been that annoying, but just the idea that someone would propose such a ridiculous thing for me to do. By the way, someone, if you don't know, sent me the message about dancing on camera for some money. Yeah, you. I normally don't swear, but I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. Like, expecting me to whore myself off on the internet for a few $100s? Like, chop your balls off. Like, I'm not even kidding. Okay, I'm kind of kidding. I wouldn't really do it, but if I happen to run across an individual who said that to me in person, I think that, they wouldn't have anything to worry about because I probably wouldn't actually be capable of injuring them, but I would try. That has nothing to do with the actual purpose of this video, and it really shouldn't be there because it's sort of messing it up, but people aggravate me. Okay. So I might be talking a little weirdly because in order to force myself to talk louder and be audible, I have switched my music to headphones since you can't really see them, so I'm sort of echoing weirdly and I think I'm quieter than I am, so the sound might be a little weird. Hopefully it's not doing that weird distortion thing. So as you probably can infer from the title, the real topic at hand is suicide. And now it's time for me to admit all kinds of things that I probably haven't did on YouTube. But that's okay. Maybe I have, actually. I think I have. Well, anyways. Once upon a time, up until I was, like, 19? I want to say 19. Second year of college. No, I was 20? 20. Up until about a year and a half ago? Something like that. From the time that I was about 5 until like a year and a half ago, I was pretty much convinced that I was going to die by committing suicide. And from like 5 to 18 or so, the only reason I didn't do it was because I was extremely Christian and I didn't want to go to hell. That was the only thing stopping me. So, this kind of, it isn't the point, like, I was kind of in, like, for maybe 5 through 18, I was, like, the unhappy type of, like, traditional suicidal person. From, like, being in college, the, like, year, 2, year and a half, whatever it was, that was, like, the I'm crazy and, want to become one with the spiritual something, and therefore I want to die because it'll be so wonderful. So I was like the happy hippie suicide type. Kind of like those people who drank that Kool-Aid to kill themselves because it was going to bring them to this wonderful place. I was kind of like one of them. Except that I came up with it all by myself. It's interesting how it looks like my eyes are closed, because they really aren't. In fact, they're wide open. I would expect my camera to show you that. It's really weird watching that, like, vague image of myself refusing to have open eyes. I assure you they're open. Wow, that's creepy. Okay. So anyways, I was one of them for a while. And pretty much the entire time before I was 18, I was convinced that in spite of the fact that I would never do it because, I wouldn't do it then because I didn't want the help. But then, for whatever reason, in spite of that, I was always convinced that I would do it anyways. I'm not really sure how that works out. So, for whatever reason, I thought that was going to happen anyways. And more specifically, I was expecting that to happen by the time I was 18, like at the very latest. So, I never really had any intentions of ever living past the age of 18 until I turned 19, and I was like, I'm 19 now, okay, I guess I made it farther, now what do I do with myself? And when you've never planned on living past that long, your plans for what you want to do with your time are just completely strange, because there's that stopping point after which there isn't anything else that you wanted to do, like, that's it. So then, you have this, like, unexpected, more than doubled lifespan, probably, that you don't know what to do with, and by the time I was 18, I'd already accomplished the primary thing I really wanted to do, because, everything was supposed to stop then, so it had to be done by then, and so it was, and then what do you do with yourself? That's kind of the thing I have. It's like suddenly, like, I wasn't really ever planning to be here. So, what to do? What to do? And what's even stranger is, like, up until, I don't know, around that similar sort of time, I was of the opinion that I didn't like being happy. That just wasn't something that was for me. That was for other people to want to do because I didn't like it. Which I'm aware sounds completely absurd. And maybe this is how I managed to devote so much of my time to doing work, because I liked it even though it was, like, I don't even know. I won't even try to figure it out. So, this was, like, written so that I could look back and see what I'd already said, but I have no way. Okay, so this is kind of my dilemma at the moment. Like, I've never really planned on this, and I have all kinds of plans. Like, I made very elaborate plans, but then I'm suddenly like, look at all of these things I could do with my life, and these things I want to do really don't matter. I mean, sure, they'd be okay, but it'd be a waste of time relative to these things, and there's that sense of needing to fulfill accomplishment just because I can, because I have the ability to do it. I feel like I should, and I really shouldn't. Like, why should I? I should do academia because I enjoy it, but once it gets to the point where it's not even as enjoyable as just, like, sitting around and doing nothing, then what's the point? And it's not like it's not enjoyable, it's just that there are better things in the world to do with your life than just devote yourself to being a robotic little slave. And I've finally determined that, and I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to go about fixing that. Because it's not like in modern society you could just decide that you're not going to do anything and you're just going to, like, be an artist and that's going to be okay. Because it's not okay. And so that means I should continue doing academia because I love academia. It's just that I would rather do this other thing that's impossible for me to do, but it doesn't make any sense because if I were a caveman, I could do that. So why can't I do it now? I find it very, very highly disturbing that I don't have the option to do something that people have done for thousands of years, but I can't do it because of society. That doesn't even make sense. So really, I'm clearly, like, allowing myself to be confined to this reality that society's created, and I shouldn't be, and I have no idea why I should even care about that, or do anything about it, or why I'm not doing anything about it, because that's really what I should be doing, is doing something about it. So I'm not really sure what the point of this video was, but I've hit the maximum time limit, so that's it. Have a nice day.